they're kind of small on my phone. But how are you guys? Okay, so Gypsy went out last night, and I am telling you, it is horrendous. Her, Bree, and what Sheena and her other friend. I don't know if you guys remember the girl that has been like wearing. She wears. She's blonde. She lives in like Alabama or something. She was super drunk. Super drunk. She was flipping people the bird. She was like basically saying "f the haters" and like it was just not giving a redemption story. That's all. Like it was really bad. Um, and I actually think that it's a big fu to Parole. Okay, here y'all. I think it's a big fu to Parole. I think it's a. I don't know. It's just it's bad. So let me see if I can find these pictures. Okay. Okay. Um, this one. Oh, wait. Let me show you guys this. She had her lady part out intentionally. I'm going to say this. I give it about 20 more minutes before she starts selling a bit. Because like to me, this kind of shows you like first of all, let me tell you guys something. I normally don't fall asleep hella early. But the night before last night, I didn't sleep at all. So I ended up going to sleep like at 9:30 maybe. And so I woke up this morning to one of my mods sending me the picture of that. And I was like, wait, so of course she's saying it's a a wardrobe malfunction, but we know Demona, we know Ruby. For I saw even a picture with her having like a cigarette in her hand, like slurring herself. She was slurring, like she wasn't just drinking, she was drunk. Like not even just drunk, like shit faced it. Hey. Yeah, that blew me. I was like, I don't understand. But the thing is, if you follow the patterns of her behavior, we already know she sexualizes everything. And that's what she's doing again here. And so if you aren't like seeing that aspect of what she's doing right now, you're missing it. Exactly, lady. This is what her mom will see. I mean, her daughter will see. And didn't y'all listen? Don't judge me, but I'm finna show y'all something really quick because just let me know if you think I'm right. Okay, look at this. All right, y'all looking? All right. Let's do it again. I run. Yo, listen, when I saw that today, I was like, oh no! What the hell? Listen, that was my immediate thought when I saw this. I said, oh no, 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 no. How did that happen? Hey. You cannot tell me that that does not seem like the most diabolic thing that you've seen. Vintage, I wish I didn't fall asleep that early last night. I'm so mad at myself for falling asleep. I'm telling you, Alicia, I was like, what is happening? Girl, not with my mom. My mom doesn't do that. My mom is very classy. Like, she would never. Like, they would never do that. Like, she would never. No way. First of all, just think about the fact that I'm going to say this. Imagine Ken is at home. She's outside flashing people, drunk, flicking people off. That's a direct reflection of him and who he would be with. He's not going to want that. I wouldn't want that. I mean, I know he doesn't have that much like class, but come on now. This is like you're picking like bottom feeders. And I'm telling you, she's going to start selling that booty very soon. Watch out for her on these little escort sites. Trust me. When you see her selling it, don't say I never told you. The writing is on the wall. Hey, EDC. She's getting really sloppy. And this is only, what, 1 day in? And you're getting that sloppy? To me, that tells you everything that's going to happen and, like, what's transpiring. And you know what I also think was, this is why she really needs a PR person, but I also feel like that ship really sunk. But she needs to act like she has some sense. Because even, okay, either you have to go full on, I'm a bad girl, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do, and nobody's gonna stop me, and just own your BS, or be a redemption story. You can't do both, and I feel like that's what she's trying to do. And I don't know if you guys like noticed the other day when she made that video about Nicholas Godejohn. I feel as though she tries to act as though he's like this villain, this super villain, and she is so far removed from it. Hey, Toddy, is Toddy here? Let me look. Oh, hey. Let me read. Yeah, it's literally a matter of time. And I feel like she has like it's like she tries to disassociate herself and then tries to villainize him. And the way she does it is not conducive at all. And look, obviously they both did a crime, allegedly, because even if it was a corpse, it's a crime. But I think the really big issue to me is the way she disassociates from it. And so that tells you she can do something and she doesn't even see herself as the person who did it. Okay, maybe she feels like Damona did it. But regardless, she's saying, I'm not a part of that. Hey, Eve. Hey, Christy. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, one girl for God. These words are really small, and I don't have my contacts on. So I think that's the big problem right now, is that since she disassociates herself from that, and the fact that she was actually offended that someone would call her a murderer should tell you everything you need to know. She was offended. She felt like, how dare you call me that? You would almost be convinced that she didn't plead guilty to anything. Exactly, EDC. And I also think what kind of really makes it very bad is that the state of Missouri, Parole, if you let her get away with that, and you did, they are going to have a hell of a problem with other parolees, because all they have to do is pull up her case, and if they have a good attorney, it's like, okay, but she was doing this and she didn't violate, so why is it your bias? Is it because she's a celebrity? Like, that can be used against the court system, parole, and everything else. And then when something happens to someone, they will be sued because you knew what she was doing, and not once did you violate her. They are going to end up in some issues, but she's going to end up in some very serious issues too. Thank you. I got these off TikTok shop. Could you believe it? These are press-ons. Like, they're like regular. It looks like I got my nails done, but they sent me these off TikTok shop. You wouldn't even know they're press-ons. Look at them. But I think it's going to be very, very interesting. They say they're going out tonight and tomorrow night. First of all, if you're a friend, you would be okay with taking your friend going out for drinks 3 days in a row? Don't you think that would create an addict? She has an addictive behavior. Why? Like, how would that make sense to you? There's no way I would say to one of my friends, let's go out drinking, when I know that she already had issues in the past and she alleges she had a pill popping issue, and I'm gonna say, let's go out and drink. No, I'm gonna think to myself, well, I don't want my friend to get addicted to anything. So I wouldn't play into what my friend is trying to do, because I love my friend and I want to make sure she's safe. So if she's gonna do that, she could do that on her own. But what I'm not going to basically entice that. So what is that really about? And you know what's funny? Bree started crying because Gypsy brought her first drink. So you such a brokey, she brought her own first drink, allegedly, because we know that's not her first drink, but let's pretend, because they live in the land of pretend. Your friend brought her first drink? All of y'all in here, and your friend brought her first drinks? It's giving tacky. Oh, she was drinking at those Vision Cons? We know she was. I mean, she's going to be doing exactly what she was doing in that shed in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It is weird. The whole dynamic between her and Bree. First of all, I wouldn't be surprised if they shared beds last night. I'm just saying. Don't get me. I'm just saying I would not be surprised. Because there was a moment, a clip that I saw that I was like, what is happening? I don't know if y'all saw that. But you can't tell me that Ken is at home feeling like it's okay. Not to no taco, because whatever's coming out of there is a problem. Hey. Oh yeah, I'm sure he's stoked for his way out, because this literally gave him an out, like the best out ever. I think he cares about what people think. They all care about what people think. And I will say this, I don't normally care about what people think of me to an extent, right? But I still do care about the fact that, I'm a mom, I have kids, all of that, right? But I wouldn't do something unhinged or like make myself look crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's intentionally going out to do that. Hey, 30 plus. So that kind of makes me wonder. But also, Debbie, even if he did sign an NDA, there's lots of like ways for you to still speak with an NDA without speaking. Like, you can still talk. Like, First of all, I'm sure there was illegal activity going on at some point in that NDA because it's Gypsy. So that would make the NDA null and void. Just like these NDAs Diddy had people sign. You can't be doing illegal stuff and having people sign NDAs. Like, it doesn't work like that. It just does not work like that. I mean, if they move, they move. I mean, we could only see if they do. We can't, like, we don't know. Oh, I'm sure she will go live tonight. Yeah, there's like NDAs are. First of all, I'm sure they weren't even really smart enough to like do it the right way. So you know what? I heard something recently, and this was a couple of weeks ago. A little birdie told me that Gypsy's attorney had filed a restraining order against her. Okay, so I was like, why would Mike Stanfield file a restraining order? That doesn't make any sense. Stanfield wouldn't file a restraining order. What would be his purpose? Oh, thank you for the gifts. So you know what I found out through another little birdie? Now this part, I don't know for sure about the restraining order. That's what I heard. Someone told me that. Okay. So I didn't, keep in mind, they didn't say which attorney, they said her attorney. Okay. But then I found out that Gypsy's divorce attorney filed a restraining order on a couple of her clients. One of her clients that she filed it on, I know. So it must be her. Then wait, the tea gets even hotter. That same attorney checked herself into a mental hospital, allegedly. You know, sometimes people say everything you touch turns to gold. But for Gypsy, it's everything she touched turns to shit. Like, that's what it's giving. And somebody told me that her attorney admitted that she checked herself in. Allegedly. So, child, it's just a lot. It's chaotic. Hey. Yes. Let me tell you something. Even with an NDA, if Ken want to talk, he can talk. All he got to do is call her another name and say, let's make believe. I was in a relationship and this happened. Boom. I never said your name. If he wants to, he will. That's all I'm going to tell you. And you know what seems extra wild? Do y'all remember that live where Sheena was talking about she would babysit Ken or something like that? Do y'all remember that? And you look like her mama? Girl, you better stop saying stuff like that. You better stop saying stuff like that. You really look like her mama, like in real life. Like, this is not a make-believe you look like her mama. Like, you straight up look like her mama. Like, as in, if they were to cosplay the photo of her and her mama when she was in a wheelchair, nobody would know the difference. Not so she could tell us what really happened. I'm going to be honest with you. she has convinced herself of so many different stories. I don't think she even, you have to think that she is someone that's allegedly a psychopath or a sociopath. So what her version of the story is, it'll never be the truth, ever. It doesn't matter if she's intoxicated. It doesn't, like, she is a different type of person. Furthermore, I really want to say that, you know, I know people say, you know, people can change, and people could, I don't know if I think she'll get arrested for public intoxication, but maybe. Hey, Melissa, thank you. Yes, literally. She went from PG to X-rated, like, in seconds. That's the craziest thing. But I also feel as though right now, people say, like, you know, she can change, you know, anything could ever, you know, something could happen and she could change. Here's the reality. If you unalived your mom, went to prison for 8 years, came out with a chance that a lot of people don't get, and still proceeded like that, you can't change. But also, she can't change because of the simple fact that she is a narcissist. She is likely a sociopath. Those are issues that is in your makeup. You see what I'm saying? Yes. And when that's in your makeup, there is no changing. It's not, I know that that's a very hard concept to understand. And I say that because, you know, I always felt like, you know, narcissists could change, or like certain people could change. But like if it's a part of their DNA, like who they are, their actual makeup, it's not reprogramming them. This is who they are. That's like saying, you know what, she's black. I don't like that she's black. Maybe we should change her to a white woman. Like it doesn't work like that. Like that's how, and it seems like someone could change like that, but she can't. It's too deep rooted in her. Yes. Sheena was with her. I don't know if Jeanette was there. And I don't really know what Jeanette looks like. I'm gonna be honest with you. I barely pay attention to Bree and her crew. Um, just because I feel like they're just not relevant. They're just part of her army that does her dirty work. But what I think is going to be very interesting is she is going to be doing the dirty work with them now because she's no longer on parole. And I would venture to say this is going to be very much like a OJ Simpson case, where OJ got off on the charges, but then got locked up for stealing his own memorabilia. I feel like it's going to be something like that because they're going to be like, okay, you've been out here playing with us. We are about to get your ass. And I really think that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't feel like she's really going to get away with this to that extent. Not a Dreamer fan. Let me tell you something. The other day on a live, Dreamer said, it's Mia's birthday, so I'm not going to go there. But tomorrow, they have a video coming for them. Like, girl, nobody watches your videos. Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, exactly. The people that are worried about if they're narcissists, they're not. That is so true. Oh, that's a sermon. Because I had a friend that asked me that, and I was like, "Girl, you're not. You're not. You're so crazy." Because it's so true. I'm surprised they weren't involved, but I'm telling you, her day is gonna come. On YouTube, they reported. Wait, Bree took her phone and was talking crap to her followers? What? Thank you. Who gifted me something? I didn't see anything. Okay, I'm behind. But you know what, Laura? She is using her for clout. Thank you. You're right. But I also think, and I thought about this morning when I was laying in bed, and I saw that picture. I feel like they are actually trying, I think she's trying to get all of them to have some form of clout, so she feels like they'll have more of an army behind them. But it doesn't work like that. Because what Gypsy doesn't realize is the type of stuff that she does is not a good look anyway, right? People don't respect that. And even though she could be doing that, first of all, it looks like this is who you hang out with. You went to prison. You ended up getting 8 years to unalive your mom. And you're with a bunch of people that aren't trying to advance their lives. You are the people you surround yourself with. If this is who you surround yourself with, why would I want to even watch you or entertain you? Because, I mean, it's literally, look how they behave. Oh, Dreamer made a whole video about you? Dreamer's crazy. Dreamer will get on the internet and just make videos just because. And then she calls people ugly. Thank you. You can't tell me that's not so funny. Thank you. Melissa, it's hilarious. I'm like, wait, she got on the internet and said I was ugly. I was in tears. I was like, wow, that's wild. Dreamer just says anything. I was laughing so hard. I was like, this lady's just nuts. Like she just doesn't stop. Like at no point does she stop. Thank you, Melissa. I just feel like at some point the people that she hangs out with or she associates with, like they represent you and who you are. And I'll give you guys a really good example. So I went on a bachelorette trip last year with one of my really good friends. Now, she invited 12 other women. And I didn't really know like her other friends like that. I maybe knew 2 or 3 of them, but kind of like if we, have a girls' night or we do like, if I go to a party of hers, I'll see them. So it's kind of like, hey, how you doing? But I don't really like know them like the way I know my friend, right? So when she originally, told me about her bachelorette trip, I was like, okay, I'll go, but they originally were going to have like 3 people to a room. And I was like, I really don't want to share a room with like, even though it's a bachelorette trip, like 2 or 3 people that I don't really know. And I know how I am. I take long to get ready. I take long showers. Like when I wake up, I turn on music, like kind of like, get myself together, like peacefully, right? Like I'm playing spa music. I'm just trying to like, prepare myself for the day. And not everybody is going to be okay with that, right? Like just the way I do things, right? And so I was like, I just don't know if that will really work for me. Like, and I said to her, I was like, I hope you don't mind. Like, I would rather book my own room. And she was like, okay. But she later had said to me, I think she thought I was saying it to kind of like be bougie. But I explained to her, I actually went to dinner with her one night, and I was like, no, it was nothing like that. Um, Basically, I know how I am. I take a long time in the shower. I take a long time to get together. I don't want to really hog the bathroom. Like, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. So I'm going to, like, that's why I want to get my own room. So she was like, okay. She's like, I get it. And I was like, so it's no offense to you, like, at all. I want your trip to be great. And I wouldn't want to do something that I feel like may ruin your trip because someone else might have animosity towards me. And my intent isn't bad, or I'm trying to rush and then I don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't want that for you. So I'd rather pay, get my own room. And I know it's cheaper to share it, but I'd rather, pay more so that you could have a great trip. So she was like, okay. Now keep in mind, we all went on a trip. So it's 13 of us, including me. All 13 women got along the entire weekend. And when I say got along, like, we all became like really good friends after. And at her wedding, when we were speaking, I said, one of the reasons, and I've never seen a girls' trip like that, where there was not a single argument, not anything. Everybody, like, it was an amazing trip, amazing people. Thank you, Melissa. And I said to her, I said, what I really love about you is that the people that you surround yourself with are such a great reflection of you, that you were able to get 13 women together and all 13 women got along. And not a single argument, not a single, back and forth thing. Everybody was peaceful. Everybody was kind. Everybody, wanted to make sure you had a great trip as well. And I was like, that says a lot about you as a person, because a lot of people aren't able to accomplish that. But for you to get that many people together, it's a direct reflection of you, your friendship, and the type of person you are. And I was like, I could not be prouder to be your friend. And I say that because, like, her friend group is chaotic. Oh yeah, she definitely. Well, Bree can't trust her, and she can't trust Bree, which is wild. Sarah, if somebody snores, it is already like, for listen, nobody snores worse than Gio's dad. When I say it sounds like a freight train when that man is sleeping, I would literally, if he fell asleep before me, I would literally wake him up and tell him I need to go to sleep first. Because once I'm sleeping, I don't hear anything. It's like my soul left my body. The house could be on fire. Like, the only thing I'll hear is like if it's my kids. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but I won't hear anything else, but I'll hear my kids. But when I tell you Gio's dad is like the worst when it comes to snoring, it is the most diabolic thing ever. But yeah, that's the other thing too. So I think Gypsy's trying to do like a mommy blogging type of thing on YouTube, and then trying to do like her wild girl activity on TikTok. But what she doesn't realize is, like, those paths cross each other. Like, even though it seems like it's separate, it's not separate. And I don't know how she thinks she could present herself one way and then, like, try to present herself another way. Because that's not, I would never get on an internet live drunk. I wouldn't. First of all, I don't drink to get drunk. Like, I just personally don't, just because, I'll drink, I might be tipsy, I might feel nice, but I'm not trying to be impaired. Does that make sense? Like, I just feel like at this stage, I am too old and too grown to be doing all that. And I just want to enjoy my time. Like, I don't have any desire to embarrass myself. Like, first of all, I don't like to not have control over my own body, myself, and like my brain, my thought process. That is just not for me. Exactly. And the internet is forever. Like literally forever. So it's like whatever you anticipated you like say she wanted to do something totally different years from now. That's not that is something that people can see. What was taken down? Wait, somebody said something was taken down, but I didn't see what they said was taken down. Oh, Becca's live was taken, but was it bullying? I don't think so. I don't, well, you know, she's always going to try to say she's classy. I think we all know better now. Like, I think we've experienced that. YouTube took it down for bullying. I'm kind of shocked. The cops called Gypsy handicapped last night? Wait. No, no, no. Wait. Let me. Oh, her tongue drives me nuts. To see her tongue go, I'm like, girl, just give it to me. Interesting. I wonder if he did speak to Christy. But the thing is, you know what? It doesn't matter who talks to Christy. Christy's a liar. She's going to lie about everything. She's going to tell you the sky is red. She's going to tell you, you know, Gypsy is wholesome and she goes to church and they love God. And she's never going to tell the truth. I don't know if she can appeal against YouTube's so did they ban her lives or just like for a couple of days? Like what did they do? I don't know the process for YouTube in terms of like banning a live. Um I don't know what the process is. And honestly, I don't really understand YouTube's protocol like that with a lot of things. Um oh, Becca took it down. Yeah, she was drinking and smoking, which is why I was surprised TikTok didn't take it down. I don't know if Christy gets paid to lie or she's just a habitual liar. And I think it's more along the lines of a habitual liar. Because, like, think about it. She's been lying from the beginning when all of this first came out. So I just don't feel like. I think it's part of her. Yeah, TikTok should have, like, banned her live because smoking, drinking, and keep in mind her audience are kids. Yeah, the nudity part. Hey Elizabeth, thank you for watching. Yeah, there's so many things that were wrong about. First of all, let's be 100. Do you really think that Gypsy accidentally showed her lady bites? No. I'm gonna tell you why. She was just talking about the buttery nipple drink. That was intentional. She was low key doing you know what. Yes. That's exactly, it was literally just that. A soft launching, I don't even know if that's so soft. Like, I can't really, I don't know if I could say that was soft. Hey, Patchouli. Yes, exactly. That was, listen, that's the reason why Ken should even really be upset. Because the fact that she's on the internet fishing for other men and trying to play people like she's not. And so I'm sure her DMs were full because, well, like Carly B said, they'll screw on everything. And I bet you somebody would do it and make sure that they have proof. I just think that's what'll happen. Like, somebody will have proof. That's so funny, Trouble Puffs. She is on YT under, what is it? Something chaos? Not Ken will have a men's night. Ken will have a men's life away from her. So you know what? 30 plus, I thought that he would never talk to her or deal with her, but I actually wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. I'm 50-50 about that. Yes, Eve. Yes, you're right. So Eve said that she has always had this hyper sexual behavior. So now her being off parole, she'll definitely show her true colors. And Ken hasn't seen anything yet. Baby, everything that everybody's been saying for however long is gonna come to light now. Oh yeah, magic and the chaos. Not pancake. Y'all are so funny. Wait, Gypsy was talking about the toothbrush? Oh no. A hot wife to who? I don't think nobody's marrying her. Gypsy's been drinking since she was 20 something years old, or probably younger than that. I don't know if I think Ryan would marry her again. I think he'd be with her, but I don't know if I think he'd marry her again. Wait, she said every girl would do what? Or does what? Use their toothbrush? That way? Well, maybe I'm not a girl because, no. I've never even thought about that. Everybody in the chat that has done that, say I. Use their toothbrush in ways that shouldn't be used the way she did. I don't think everybody's done that. I think that's actually kind of shocking that she thinks everybody does that. Like, girl, what? That has never crossed my mind. Like, not even a thought. A toothbrush that you put in your mouth. Yeah, no, I don't. You probably end up with like tooth decay or something doing that. Like, I'm just guessing. That's crazy. Not them trying to make that sound normal. But you know what? Let me tell you one thing about Brie, though. I will say this: the way she rides for Gypsy with no seatbelt on, going 90. Okay, that is crazy. That is nuts. Like, she rides for her. Like, that's crazy. You know what, Michelle? I actually agree with you that she is really in love with her. Man, listen, you know what? You're probably more right, Miss Invisible, more obsessed. I think this weekend it is going to be very interesting to see what all happens. Pretty. I'm not playing with you today. Yes, I do think she does want to be her, which is really crazy. Brianna, you are absolutely right. It is not fun drinking with somebody that you have to babysit. That is a whole job in and of itself. And you don't get to relax. Like, you're literally watching someone. Sabrina, you are absolutely right. You know, okay, look, don't get the messenger, okay? Don't get the messenger. But don't you feel like this is giving like a little Casey Anthony vibes? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's definitely giving those vibes. And that is very odd. And the patterns are there. And even like when you think about, remember a couple of months ago when that Facebook post came out of her doing the picture of what she thinks Aurora would look like years from now? Like all of that, when you think about it, it's giving those vibes. You know, they were acting younger than their age, and definitely not like people that were like 18 or above, or I would say 21 and above. Maybe an 18-year-old would get a little reckless, but they also wouldn't record it for social media. Um, well, I don't think most would, but I don't know. This is really bad. I'm sure she didn't invite Christy or Mia, and to be honest with you, it seems like Mia doesn't really want much to do with her. You know, that's the sad thing is that I do think Brie does possibly have low self-esteem, and I think that that kind of shows in like the way she puts Gypsy before herself, and like even if like Gypsy does stuff, like she will still like defend her even though she knows that she won't defend her. That is something where it's a personal thing. I would feel bad for her if she wasn't such a bad person. Like, it's one thing if she was a good person and she was just riding for her friend, but she, like, the stuff she does and, like, the way she gaslights and lies and manipulates, I can't ever respect that or support that. Because, because even in her videos where she said that I came for her first, there were months, and when I say months, I had 3 mods that would send me the stuff that she would say, and I was ignoring it for months. And they would actually get upset that I would not like address it. And when I finally did address it, she played victim. So it's interesting to me that she was able to convince herself that I started with her when I don't start anything with anybody because I don't do drama. There's people, there's creators that I don't like. I'll never tell you guys I don't like them. I won't tell you why I don't like them unless it had to come out. I just won't talk to them. I'm not a chaotic person, so I don't take it there. But when I don't talk to somebody, y'all will know. Like, and I don't really have to explain those things. Does that make sense? Unless I feel like I had to, I won't, because I'm not somebody that's chaotic. Like, I don't handle things that way. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, for her to say that is really ironic because the people that really know me know I don't start a fire and then complain. I don't do things like that. I will mind my business and then like okay, if I don't like someone, I just don't like them, and it's okay. Not everybody is for me to like. And that's the big thing is that I say what is really the case. And there's a lot of things that I've said that they didn't want people to know that I knew. And they have always been upset about that. That is the real truth. That's the real issue. Is that I have said a lot of things that have came out that have been very true and they can't stand that. You know what, Mighty? I think that she would try to force him to marry her to spite me. But could you imagine living your life try to force a man to marry you despite someone that don't give a damn about you or your man? Oh, that would be that's like the fact that I am that important. I am very flattered. I am very flattered. Like, I am really flattered because that is so insane to live your life to spite some random girl on the internet. Like, really let that sink in. Some random girl on the internet. It's not like I want her man. It's not like I want her life. It's not, I don't want any of that. So, why would you do that? You would hurt yourself and you want to be divorced to 2 different men and you hadn't even been out on the free world for how long? That would actually make you look crazy. I don't know. I think they do have a deal, but I don't know if it's that type of deal that Ken and Gypsy have. The fact that anyone would think that we're jealous of her is like, that's nuts. To think I am jealous of Gypsy. Oh, you know what? I'm so happy somebody just said that. Did they come up with a verdict for I know the jury's, I don't know if they're deliberating right now. Y'all, the closing arguments. So let's get into that really quick. Just really quick. Let's get into it. So Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, was the one who did the closing statement. He is not good at it. And I don't understand why he was the one who did it. First of all, he was sarcastic. He was sinister. He was yelling. And there's an art to a closing statement, right? And he hasn't mastered that. And the thing that I think that he misunderstands is that you have a defendant that is on trial for racketeering, transporting, and what else is that boy on there? Kidnap and some other stuff. And you would go in there being sinister and sarcastic. The jurors are human. It just didn't read well. I think that they should have had Tanny do the closing. They didn't drop it. They just wrapped it into the RICO. And they only, okay, this is where people missed it. They dropped the attempted kidnap. They dropped the attempted arson. But the actual arson and the kidnap is in the RICO. And they spoke about that in the defense today. So they only dropped the attempt. That because they're saying, well, yeah, let's take that out because he didn't attempt. So it wasn't they actually dropped it, and that's like the biggest misunderstanding. Basically, the prosecution fine-tuned it. Why didn't they talk about his children? I think that's very interesting. Talk about the children. Okay, Sabrina, I think the reason why they didn't speak about the children is because, remember, Diddy asked for a speedy trial. And when the feds come after you for anything, they have everything fine-tuned. They're ready to go to trial when they get you. And I think they are still investigating those things because a lot of people have came out about that. And I think that they're still investigating those. And because he asked for a speedy trial, that superseding indictment for that has not been able to drop. I don't think that it's not something that they're looking into. I think it's something that they are going to go after him for, but being that he requested a speedy trial, it didn't give them time to go into all that and drop her, because they need to have everything laid out. They have to have all their proof by the time they go to, because the feds are very different from the state. Like the state will pick you up and then investigate. The feds, when they get you, they got what they need. So I think that's the difference. But I don't feel like that closing was really good. I think that Mark Agnifilo doing the closing screwed him. I think they should have had Tanny do it, Mark Gretico's daughter, because I think she would have done a better job with being able to lay out the defense without being all over the place. He was also very chaotic in his defense. And I mean, I think he was chaotic because, I mean, look, Diddy's not the best person. He was jumping all over the place. I just think they did a very bad job putting Mark to close. I think, honestly, if there was a juror that was going to be on the fence, I think Mark put the nail in the coffin. Hey, 50 Shades. I do think he put the nail in the coffin. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But thank you. But I just don't think the defense did well. Bree doxed her whole family. Recently, Bree doxed her whole family. So the problem, okay, this is why they got him on RICO. When you have a business and okay, say I have a nail company, but in the evenings, I'm doing all sorts of illegal activity. Okay. And my employees from my nail company are doing the illegal activity over here in the evenings. That's illegal. That's racketeering. So the way he facilitated his, and here let's be 100. Diddy didn't make his money from just music. You think he didn't make any money from illegal activity? Most rappers do all of that too. Like, really think about that. That's why they're saying, oh, well, a lot of people are saying that's something that happens in the industry. People need to let it go. It's still illegal. Like, you don't just let it go because you're like, well, a lot of people do it. You're like, oh, a lot of people ran over their dads with their car. Oh, maybe we... No, that's not an excuse. Like, I think it's really set. Well, they were. The drug mule, they're able to prove it with the drug mule. They're able to prove it with the bank statements and everything that they presented for him trafficking. The extortion that he did to the man in the Intercontinental, where he paid him $100,000 to give him that video of him beating Cassie's ass. And then after that, before that, when he gave him that $100,000, he had him sign an NDA to say that if he ever did expose that, he would have to pay Bad Boy Entertainment $1 million. He knew that man didn't have $1 million. He extorted him. That Kid Cudi's car, they were able, the sheriff said that there was a car linked to Bad Boy Entertainment there. So that's arson. It was proven that he coerced a lot of people. Like, it's there. It's just, this is not the typical RICO, and I think that's why a lot of people are like, that's where the disconnect is. And I get it, because when you think of RICO, you think about the mafia, right? This is a little bit different, and I think that that's where the misunderstanding is. Also, a lot of people are like, well, how is he the only one getting charged? He's not. I don't know if a lot of people saw that there are sealed co-conspirators. One for sure I know is Christina Coram, because I did see on one of the court documents she was listed. So Christina Coram is going down. So there's going to be other people that you're going to see go down with this. He is just the first one they charged. And so you're going to see the RICO more and more as time goes on. It's just the way they laid out this case. And I think that's like why it's kind of confusing, because you generally, when you think of RICO, you think of a mafia. or something to that, you know, something to that. Because you think about it, okay, how many people did he coerce? How many people did he like threaten? And also, do you think that Diddy having all of those weapons, a silencer, a bulletproof vest for play? I think there's people that are probably missing that he probably pew-pewed and they've never been able to be found again. Because why do you have a silencer? They found all those items. That's part of RICO too. That's like a RICO starter package. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, a lot of this is like the RICO's really there. It's just not what people envision RICO to be. But what the law is on RICO, they've spelt it out. Yeah, he tried to be a mafia. Yes. And I think part of the issue too is hold on, let me get my charger. I feel like part of the issue too is there's a lot of people that still haven't came out because they were scared that he would ever get out. I think there's a lot of people that are still very fearful of him and don't know what would happen. So because they don't, they're kind of like, I don't want to say anything. You know what I'm saying? I think like that's along the lines that this is. I think it'll be very interesting if we get a verdict on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. It really just depends. But I think if they look at the law, I think they'll get him on all of the charges that they're presenting. But we'll see. Oh, I was saying that this basically looks like Diddy. Look, let me show you. Look at this. The hair, the face, everything. Like, yes, Diddy rules the industry and people are terrified. That's exactly what's happening. Oh my gosh. You know what? My daughter said that, but I'm not going there. And she said that because I was scrolling through my phone and the picture was there today. And she was like, she looks like, I was like, girl, be quiet and get out of grown people business. Did he just, not did he? Gypsy. Yo, the Bayou Diddler is just out here really wilding out. Gypsy was really just preparing for, hoping that Diddy gets out so she could go to a Diddy party. So I think she used some baby oil last night and something slipped out, you know. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Thank you, Trouble. Right, and Gypsy, Diddy, same thing. Exactly, same thing. Because you know what's so interesting? They're both deviants in that way, right? So that's very interesting to me when you think about it. Trouble is true. Did I lie? Did I lie? She will get herself in trouble within due time. But after seeing what happened last night, I think it'll actually be sooner than later. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. And I think it'll be sooner than later. I definitely think that it'll be sooner than later. I think when we kind of like see everything kind of sort of play itself out, we'll see that this is all going to play itself out and not be good. But we just have to wait it out and see what happens. But I'm going to get off here. I will be back later. I will. Once I take Lonnie to her chair, because she has to be there at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to get off here and then I'll come back this evening. Maybe Ivory and I will come back tonight. I got to check with Ivory and see what she's doing. I don't think she'll think Bree is. I think she'll think Sheena is having some sort of thing with Ken, and she'll lose it. But we'll see. I digress. Bye, y'all. Thank you for the gifts and the what do you call those? I don't know. But thank you. Thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye for now.